Hey, what's up? It is DJ. Today we're taking our first look at the newest map from Celobuki, Vlaschich, Bosnia. Now, Celobuki has released quite a few American maps, and this one's a little bit different. This one's based on a real place that lies on the plateau of the Vlaschich mountain in the very heart of Bosnia. As you can see, the terrain is quite hilly with beautiful landscapes which abound in forests and mountain streams. And I have to say, they've done a really good job with said streams. The map's got a little something for everyone, whether you like to do logging or maybe grass missions or arable farming or even productions and animals. You'll find it all here. And one nice thing is almost all of the buildings on the map are custom made, which means the map just has another touch of authenticity. However, some things were changed or added for better gameplay. Yes, this also means you can delete them. Did I mention no required mods? Yeah, that's one of the great things about it. So then, here is your PDA. Here's what we have got, at least in new farmer mode. We're going to be getting farmlands 49, 59, and 43. That gives us 2 fields which are ready for harvest, as well as the main farm smack dab right in the middle of the map. It is really difficult to miss this. This is one of 5 pre-placed farms on the map, which makes things really nice. If you don't want to start with this, well, there's quite a few other starting areas as well. And we've even got a custom cow pen that holds 150 head of cattle on the starting farm if you want that. Starting equipment in new farmer mode, if it matters to you, is quite abundant as well. We have a Class Arian 660 as well as the Finn favorite 515. We have the Massey Ferguson 3670, nice New Holland combine harvester, Gloss tipper, we've got the header from the New Holland, as well as a big cultivator, a power harrow, which matches up with our seeder. We've got a planter and a front tank. We've got the front and rear bits for a nice sprayer, fertilizer and lime spreader. Actually, does that do lime? No, just fertilizer, header trailer, and a couple of weights. From the main farm, if we go from here, go up to the right just a little bit, this is going to take us to our second farm here. We also have a chicken coop and a cow barn, but there's just a little bit less of everything here. This one is also a little bit more spread out, so if you guys want to come in here and place some more buildings down, you can do so. Now, you may also know that there are cows in here. Yeah, we have 20 head of cattle in this starting farm, so if you want cows, you're going to find them here. From there, if we go southeast, we're going to find ourselves at farm number 3. Here it's a little different. We have a different chicken coop and a sheep barn, which is very, very nice. Loving the little setups here. Loving the custom sets for all of the animal pens and things like that. And we even have 150 sheep on this farm pre-placed, ready to go. Oh man. Now from farm number 3, if we head directly south into the woods, we're gonna find ourselves right here. Now you've probably seen some screenshots of this area, but this is a nice starting area if you guys are doing logging or anything like that. It's also in the heart of all of the logging areas that you can buy, which is very nice. Now there's also some more logging areas up north, but there's no house listed there. And lastly, farm number 5 takes us all the way to the top or left-hand corner of the map right here. Now this is very, very small. There's not a whole lot to this, which is also gives you some nice areas for putting things down and that kind of thing. Also, because everything here is custom, we can sell and remove the buildings that are here and put down your own if you want to. Just a heads up, in order to use all of these farms, you will have to buy the land. For this video, I've gone and bought everything, so it gives us something nice to do there. Now you see at the top kind of right hand here, this is more based around grass farming, where everything else is fairly spread out. We also have some very large fields on the map, pricing us around 107, 88 over here, 163, 196. Pricing's not terrible by any means. You could easily purchase some of these areas to be good. Also, yes, you could buy the outside of the map. I say the outside of the map, everything's farmland, really. It totals 63 farmlands, 44 fields, of course, from small to big. Many of the fields with the grass have missions, so that is great. We have 3 forestry sites you could buy, and BGA will not produce electricity, but it will produce methane, which you can use then sell at a local gas station where methane sell point is placed. And just for funsies, here is your BGA. If you're curious, the land on it is actually purchased whenever you buy the BGA itself, and we can go in and well, it's 300,000, but doesn't look like we can sell it. Of course, the map has everything else you would expect. There's traffic, there's pedestrians, we have Bosnian registration plates, and a custom crop calendar. So if we pop in, take a look, there it is. There's some things you can't do, like sugarcane and cotton, just don't have growth times or anything like that. Obviously, you can still grow them. All you have to do is turn off the crop calendar and, well, you can do what you want. But for everything else, it's custom. Along with the BGA, there's also other things like the carpenter, which is located here, the sawmill, which is located at the top left-hand corner of the map, the dairy, which is kind of in the middle, just left-ish of our main farm, which is there, the water mill, which is super duper cool and is located at the top, the bakery, which is located just beside our dairy, and there's also a greenhouse, which we can place down here and run up to. And well, if you've played on Celobuki maps, you probably know what's up with this. And if you don't, well, let's take a look at some of these because a few of the production chains are different. So the custom greenhouses have pear, plum, apple, and pumpkin. The bakery has added sweet cornbread, apple pie, pumpkin pie, cornbread, pasta, and rye bread. As we mentioned, the BGA will put off methane. As far as I can tell, the carpenter is the same, so nothing too crazy through there. Dairy is also going to be the same, so don't worry about that. And sawmill as well, very, very normal. However, things change up when we go down to the water mill. This is the grain mill, so you can probably tell that we also have a lot of inputs here, 1 million liters, which is awesome. So wheat, barley, oat, and sorghum flour, that's pretty normal. But we also have durum flour and rye flour, which could be used in other productions. And that must mean, yes, we have durum wheat and rye added to the map. And if you're curious, here's what your durum wheat is going to look like. And it changes up a bit for the rye. Also want to say, I did make a mistake on the BGA. You have to buy it, then you can sell it, because that's how that works. Hey, speaking of how things work, we also have a custom production in here as well. This is the juice factory. Let's get out of this field of stuff. So this is using, I believe, a custom building. I don't recognize this building. And if we jump over here and check it out, we have grape juice, apple juice, plum juice, and pear juice. So we can take the pear, plum, and apples from our greenhouses and bring them over here in addition to grapes. The map itself actually has a couple custom tankers here as well. So you can transport milk, water, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, and I believe that is methane with these. As per usual, there are other places on the map that may be helpful. For example, here we have a fuel station as well as a methane sell point going to be located here. We also have a restaurant which will take your production goods located here, and a grain sell point for all of your, well, grains located here. Additionally, at the animal dealer up here at the top of the map, we have a place for selling bales, and you get your animals. Now, in addition to everything that we've talked about so far, there's also some changes to the weather. The conditions in the winter have been increased, so there's going to be a lot of snow. There's also snow road textures during snowfall, which is very, very cool. And we have some decorations and some new placeables. As mentioned, all of the custom buildings are built into the map, which makes things super duper nice. So for these custom buildings, we have the small shed, small garage, another small shed, just kind of older looking, multiple different farm silos, here's one of them, a second and a third smaller one, which we actually have on the main farm. We've also got placeable purchase points for lime, solid fertilizer, herbicide, as well as liquid fertilizer. 4 different farmhouses to choose from, which you really don't see too often in custom mod maps, not this many anyway. If you want to put down even more productions, we've got the dairy as well as the bakery. We have the carpentry, which has all the outside areas, and that juice factory, which you will have to put down. It's not on the map by default. Of course, we talked about the greenhouse. There's a custom cow barn, which holds 150 head of cattle. 2 different sheep barns, one of which has a head of 300 and a fence, and the other one has no fence. That's the one we've got. There's also 2 places for chickens. We've got one holds 500 and another which holds 500. They just look different. If you like customizing things with your different fences, so we have quite a few different sets of fences and gates, which are part of this. How cool is that? And if you like decorating your farm, well, pretty much everything's here. We've got all the different farm decorations that have been used on this map. Well, they are here. There's even all the sets of them right here. We've got a stack of logs, nice gazebo, small building, which is very cool. A little wood pile, and then a old shed. And finish it off with this, which is just more options. So yeah, it's a placeable. And one of the coolest things is we have some custom decoration types. So there are quite a few different bits and bobs in here. Obviously, we've got some of the base game stuff. However, starts to get kind of interesting when we get into bits like this, or the gravel dirt, or maybe concrete, things like that. And animal mud. I'm really digging these. Well, I made a little bit of a mistake here. I was trying to get that field back so it didn't look like I'd been building on it. And I accidentally put rye in every single field. Oops. Well, for the rest of this, wanted to show you guys some really cool stuff around. So as I mentioned, this is our main farmyard right here. Nothing too wild and crazy. Again, you can customize this to your liking. You can delete the buildings, all of that stuff. You can add more or rearrange things however you want. It is doable. Now, we also have some points of interest around here, right actually down at the bottom. Now, I wish I could tell you what this is. Looks similar to me, like the Saints logo, but I have no idea. Looks cool, though. And then we have a couple areas around here. We've got a soccer or a football a court, I guess. Court. Is it played on concrete? No, it's played on grass. And then we've got a nice little spot here again. Not usable, but it does look very cool. There's a lot of things on this map that kind of bring it to life, which I find super duper cool. By the way, this is the fire station, if I remember correctly, and it is usable. So you can come in here, you can park your vehicle, and go on fire missions. Now, from there, we also have a couple more points of interest. Of course, up here we have our bakery. Well, quite a few different productions, including a nice sell point, which is awesome, and a little place to wait for the bus if you want to. Again, things that they didn't have to add, but they did because it makes it look really, really cool. Now, through here, we've got a couple more points of interest. So there you go. We've got that. I don't know what it is, but we have it. And then, of course, we have the shop as well. You can't forget about the shop. Let's see if I can drop down and keep from running around too much. So, of course, this is our dealer, and you can do your thing. Oh yeah, it's a customization spot. Where do we buy? Well, there you go. And then whenever you click back out, it's going to kick you out front. The area on the inside is where it is going to work on your vehicles. And then I assume whenever you purchase something, so let's, I don't know, let's get one of the trailers that we've got for the custom trailers. I assume they're going to be out back. Yeah, right out back. One of the nice things is one of the other places you'll probably visit on this map is just right behind it, or right across the road. That is where you could sell your methane as well as buy fuel. Now, if we pop back up, we do have a lot of houses here which are using some of the placeables that he's got from this. For example, this is our chicken coop, but there's no chicken bit to it. You can't sell it, buy it, nothing like that. I wouldn't expect to, regardless, but yeah, we've got that. Also, super cool old tractor, old Massey. Can we walk through it? It has collisions, as you would expect. Very cool. So it's utilized some of the placeables as decorations for the houses in town, things like that. There's also another area right up here at the top of the hill. And as we drive up the hill, we have, again, all of the placeables and things like that being used as decoration for these homes. And of course, who owns the biggest house at the top of the hill? You do, because this White House is a player house. Going along, this is the highest point up here on the map. So right here, it is the tip top. You can see our X's here. We cannot go any further. As a matter of fact, if I turn this on, we can actually see where the collisions are. So that's where we can try to avoid going. Now, you may have seen a little blue building right down here. That means we've got another custom building set, and I want to go down here and show you this. This is our water wheels. We've got a sell point right over here. The water mill is where we're going to be dropping stuff off and things like that, and this is our production chain. We do have water that is rerouted, which looks super duper cool. Kind of goes in here, so it's you know, pretend magic, but we do have water flowing through the trough down onto the water wheel and creating that movement for us. This is very, very cool. I don't know, this is something about that. I think it's awesome. And then we have the same Massey tractor over here and a little bit of a house. Then nice retaining wall. This is kind of cool. A bit that a lot of people miss on maps is retaining wall, stuff like that. Hey, we've got them here. And again, we have our bale sale point and our animal dealer right around here. And the animals are not static. They are movable, but you don't go in and feed them or anything like that. They don't show up on your map whenever you've got animals to have. They're just there, which is super duper cool. Those are ones we own, by the way, so just ignore that. As we go back south down the map, I want to point out this highway system right here. Yes, I understand it's not really a highway, but it's just kind of cool. Like, you know, most places like this in the world, they've got a road, like a main road going from, you know, one side to the other. You know, you go to a place, when you go to visit a village similar to this area, there's a main road, and this is our main road. It goes all the way from the top down to the bottom, a whole thing. And then everything on the other side of the map are just areas that, well, exist. There are places, one of the nice things about these areas, because we can buy them, you can place a sleep trigger down here. Now, I don't think we can delete this building or anything like that, no, but you can put a sleep trigger down there if you want to use that building as a makeshift house. And let's, for fun, go into the woods right through here. And there's our house into the woods. The logging area isn't actually massive. I think a lot of people are going to be doing regular farming and not logging. However, if you want to do some logging, there are plenty, and I mean plenty, of areas to do that with. And we've got a nice dirt path heading up beside one of our other farms. This one may be very popular because there are some bigger fields beside this one. It's easily accessible. And into the woods for more logging through there, which is very nice. Going down onto the ground, usually you find a lot of junk on the floor. Not a lot of junk. You can plow everything up, it'll all disappear, which is great. Nothing wild and crazy, no sticks laying down. We do have some dead trees here and there, along with regular trees, and it's just going to make for a nice, pleasant logging experience. I also keep showing the outside of the map. I think they've done a really, really good job of making it seem like it just kind of keeps going. Like, we're on the ground right now. The side of the map is right there. And you can't even tell. I do this, can't even tell. That's so cool. And really, I think that's about it, other than the fact that every single field is rye right now. That is Vlaschich, Bosnia by Celobuki. Hopefully I'm saying that close-ish to right. Big shout out to Celobuki for sending this over to show you guys ahead of its release. Super excited about this map. Hopefully you guys in these areas will have a map that that represents you and represents your area, something like that. This is an area that certainly represents where Celobuki lives, so it is really cool to see a passion project like this happen. If you got any questions about the map, please let me know. You can check out a link to Celobuki's Facebook page down in the description as well. That'll take you there, and you can learn more about the map, or check out Farm Some News, where we've talked about this a bunch. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you later.